Blowout semifinal wins have the number 1 seeded Beloit St. John's Tipton Blujays and the 2 seeded Wallace County Wildcats on a collision course for the 1A Division II Boys State title. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back inside Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. Along with Technical Director Ken Moreno and Color Analyst Dave Barber, I'm Jeremy McGuire, and it's great to have you along for championship basketball on HayesPost.com. Beloit St. John's was never really threatened in their semifinal win over Chautauqua. The 24-1 Blue Jays led 40-8 at halftime and put it in cruise control in the second half to pick up the 67-29 win. All 12 players played for Beloit St. John's and 9 of them scored, led by 20 from Trey Dubert and a repeat 15 from Luke Eilert. It was met to the same song, different verse for Wallace County. They blew the game wide open in the second quarter, outscoring Baileyville B&B 24-5 to take a 42-22 halftime lead. Wildcats let off the gas a bit in the second half, but still easily improved to 23-2 with the 69-46 win. 4 Wildcats scored in double figures, led by 21 points from Caden Daly. Now joined by color analyst Dave Barber. And Dave, I tell you what, one thing that will not lack today is energy on this floor tonight, because both of these teams love to move this basketball up and down the floor.
They are a running style team, both on both ends. I tell you what, I don't know how much. We might be all breathing heavy after this game's over. This is a game I've been looking forward to all day. Should be exciting.
What's the key for both teams to take this energy of a state championship game, a big crowd, and to compose it into something on the floor that is under control and solid?
I think for Beloit St. John's, they have to control the pace of the game. They have to limit the possessions at the other end, because Wallace County has so many weapons. You mentioned they had 4 players in double figures yesterday. They just can attack from all over the court, and any player can hurt you.
Let's look at your starters quickly. For Wallace County, they will go with Kyle Gefeller, Caden Daly, Luke and Clay Shim, and Nate Kling. For Beloit St. John's Blue Jays, they will go with Luke Chisholm, Caleb Brummer, Trey Dubert, Connor Eilert, and Luke Eilert. We are set and ready to go. In the center circle is Shim and Eilert. Ball is in the air. The tip is going to be won by Wallace County, and the Wildcats will start things off here at Gross Memorial Coliseum. Glad to have everybody along. In the lane, there's a runner up and no good by Kling. Rebound fought for. Gefeller has it inside. He can't finish. And a rebound pulled down by Trey Dubert. A jump ball. Possession will be to Beloit St. John's. 7:44 to go. First quarter just underway. And some full court pressure already by Wallace County. In the backcourt with the basketball is Caleb Brummer. And that's going to be a travel called on Luke Chisholm. So an early turnover on the Blue Jays.
That's what the Wildcats like to do, extend that full court pressure, and they are so quick in the transition game when they can get a turnover.
Gefeller plays it to Daly. Now Kling off a screen, backs out, picked up on the baseline by Dubert. The little floater by Kling is no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Chisholm. Luke Eilert has the ability to run the floor at 6'4", gets into the front court, and now Brummer has the basketball out to Connor Eilert. Spins in the lane, goes to the rim, layup, count it, and a foul. First 2 of the ball game for Connor Eilert, and it's 2-0 Blue Jays.
Yeah, Blue Jays not bad at attacking from all over the court either. A lot of athletes on the floor today.
Eilert to try and complete the three-point play, and he knocks in the free throw. 3-0 Blue Jays. Connor Eilert with the first 3. Wallace County into the front court. Clay Shim plays it into Luke. Now they'll kick it back out to Caden Daly. He's a young man that can get things lit up pretty quickly for Wallace County. Gefeller will drive into the lane. A kick off to Shim. Floats, traveled. Did that jump stop and drug that trail leg, and it's a turnover on the Wildcats. Back over to the Blue Jays. If you look in the stands, a lot of blue and white all over the place. And as you look at the jerseys, you can see why. Both these teams, royal blue and white. Beloit St. John's in their home white uniforms, and that's going to be a charging foul called on Dubert. Trey Dubert called for the foul. That's his first personal, second turnover on the Blue Jays.
Close call. It could go either way.
6.5 to go first quarter. 3-0 Beloit St. John's Tipton. There's a loose ball. It's going to be a turnover. Here come the Blue Jays. Luke Eilert plays it to Dubert. He had 20 in the win over Chautauqua. Boy, everybody lit it up against the Hornets. Now Eilert outside the free throw line. Dubert open for three. Got it. That's exactly how he started last night. He has 3. It is 6-0 Beloit St. John's Tipton. They are off and running. Kling sees an opening. He drives the lane, can't score it. Backside rebound by Shim, and he's fouled. Clay Shim will go to the line to shoot a pair. That's going to go on Luke Chisholm, his first personal. Second team foul on Beloit St. John's. Free throw is good by Clay Shim. He has his first point. And the first point for Wallace County. Second free throw. No good. Rebounded by the Blue Jays. Dubert up the floor. Underneath. Catch by Brummer. Had the ball knocked out of bounds, and then it's going to be out of bounds off of the Blue Jays. It goes back over to Wallace County. Brummer, if he could have caught that and laid it in at the time, he had to double clutch, and the defense was able to recover. Up the floor. Boy, Shim nearly loses it. Gets it to Daly. Drives in the lane. That's a short one. Misses it. Rebound fought for inside. And it's a battle. Jump ball. Possession will go over again. It is Wildcat basketball, and they will set it up. I looked over at the possession arrow. They're going to switch it over, but it should probably stay. Yeah. Inbounds for the Wildcats. And they do keep the possession arrow where it was. They forgot to switch it over. But that's all right. It happens, especially when you have a good basketball game going on. Kling on the outside. Hesitation dribble down the lane. Can't finish it. Shim inside. Can't rim it in. A battle for the rebound. Who's going to have it? Wallace County. A drive to the lane. And a foul is going to be called on Chisholm, and he's picked up his second personal.
Well, a little bit of a lid on the basket so far for the Blue Jays. Or the Wildcats, rather. Blue Jays have kind of settled in, maybe handling the state title jitters a little better here early.
Clay Shim to shoot a pair. He's 1 for 2 at the line today, and that free throw rolls in. Eilert into the ball game now. Andrew Eilert. You better qualify that when you say Eilert. There's 3 of them. Second free throw, no good. So Shim 2 out of 4 from the line. Up the floor, Dubert. Somebody's coming from behind, and Kling knocks it out of bounds, but it will stay with Beloit St. John's. Trey Dubert with the inbound, gets it to Luke Eilert. Plays it back to Dubert. He's going to take the 3 off the bounce, hits it. Trey Dubert for 3, he has 6.
He's feeling confident right now, getting things off to a good start.
You might say that. 9-2, Blue Jays up early. Down the lane, that's going to be an offensive foul. Andrew Eilert sat in there and took that one as Luke Shim went rolling to the Clay Shim. That will be his second personal. Blue Jays handle the pressure. Eilert plays it to Luke Eilert. Now to Connor Eilert in the lane. Layup by Andrew Eilert is good. The first 2 for Andrew Eilert. It is 11-2 Blue Jays. Boy, they are getting it started right. Kling drives in the lane. Plays it to Shim. Goes up with the shot and hits. Luke Shim with his first 2. 11-4. Dubert plays it to Eilert. Let some traffic clear. Now Andrew Eilert. Brummer baseline. Nearly walked with it. Back to Andrew. Now Dubert will float into the lane. His layup is no good. Rebound out of bounds off of Beloit St. John's. Looked like it was tipped. But head coach Lance Bergman for Beloit St. John's okay with the explanation from the official. Callahan Grund, Yvonne Montez in for the Wildcats. 3:46 to go in the first quarter. 11-4, Beloit St. John's on top. Caden Daly's been hot in this tournament. Callahan Grund, who just checked in, plays it off to Kling, and he lost it, a turnover. Here comes Beloit St. John's on the run, and then it's ripped away from behind, loose ball. Boy, a battle ensuing on the floor. Reed Warner pulls Nate Kling away from the pile. And a jump ball, the possession will stay with Beloit St. John's. These young men are getting after it. Of course, this is a rematch from a playoff football game earlier this year when Beloit St. John's went out to Wallace County and got thumped pretty good. Luke Eilert in the lane. He gets bumped. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound tipped. Still loose. Out of bounds. Off of the Blujays. It will stay with Wallace County or go over to Wallace County. Montez in the front court. Drops it off for Kling. Picked up by Eilert. Kling nearly walked as he went through the lane with it. Caden Daly got pushed, and that's going to be a foul on Brummer. That will be his first personal, and the fourth team foul on the Blujays. Now Davis Dubert will check in off the bench. He'll replace Luke Eilert. 3:09 to go first quarter. 11-4, Blujays on top. Montez looks backside, a beautiful play, an open three for Daly. He got it. Caden Daly buries the three. You saw that play developing. 11-7. It's a 4-point ball game, and there's a whistle on the floor. Not exactly sure what happened, but 3-point basket counts. And then a foul is going to be called on Wallace County. Well, Callahan Grund is whistled for the foul. His first, team's third.
Beloit St. John's able to jump all over him early, but I don't know that there's any lead safe.
Not at this level.
The Wildcats can put a lot of points on the board in a hurry.
And a travel is going to be called on Trey Dubert. And Lance Bergman is not happy with his ball players right now, setting their teammates up for failure on that fast break. Down the lane, Montez. He's had some three-point ability in this tournament. Caden Daly's had ability from everywhere on the floor. He's going to square up Dubert from the elbow. No good. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It is going to be off of the Blujays. It will go over to Wallace County. Inbounds to Montez. Looking in the corner for Daly, and Montez traveled with the basketball. Was wanting to find Caden Daly almost on an identical play, just flipped on a previous inbound play where Daly was able to get a three-pointer. Parker Gates in for the first time. Fast break, Beloit St. John's, and Brummer was standing out of bounds. Had his foot on the out-of-bounds line. 2:20 to go. Connor Eilert will check back in the ball game and will replace Caleb Brummer. (11 to 7). Beloit St. John's on top by 4. In the lane, Grund with the left hand, no good. Out of bounds off of Wallace County. Good defense. Grund taps his chest saying, my bad. He hurried that shot.
Yeah, like you mentioned, good defense, though, just standing vertical, challenging that shot, made it awful hard for run to get it off.
Beloit St. John's nearly throws it away, but Connor Eilert ran it down in the backcourt. Now Parker Gates, who checked in moments ago, has the basketball. They'd like to get Trey Dubert with another open look. Connor Eilert in the lane, lost it, stolen. Turnover Blue Jays. Wallace County down the floor, and a near turnover. It's going to be off of Wallace County, out of bounds. Boy, the defense hot and heavy in this ball game. Luke Eilert will check back in. He'll replace Andrew Eilert.
Yeah, we didn't talk a lot about that. Both these offenses very fast-paced, but they get after you both ends of the floor, both teams.
Trey Dubert in the corner. He lost it, gets it back, throws it up top to now on the left wing. Davis Dubert for three, no good. Rebound pulled down, and Callahan Grun will be on the run with the basketball. To Daly. Crossover in the lane, floats it out to Kling. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound backside by Gates.
Well, that's the look they wanted. Kling wide open, had his feet set, couldn't make the shot.
Underneath, Davis Dubert lays it in as Luke Eilert did a tight wire act over on the side. Davis Dubert with his first two, 13-7, Blue Jays. Three-pointer, Caden Daly. He has 6, 13-10. We have a battle on our hands. Dubert on the fast break. Davis misses the shot. Trey Dubert with the rebound. They close out quickly on him. Back to Davis. Now cutting to the rim. Eilert, count it, and the foul. Luke Eilert hits the shot. He has his first two. 15-10.
Yeah, he plays so long inside. He gets that long stride, those long arms going. Tough to defend. Reach in, and you're going to foul him every time.
Luke Eilert will go to the free throw line, and the officials are looking at the clock for some reason, and they will go over and check something out. Nate Kling picks up his first personal. Eilert to make it a three-point play, misses the free throw. And then a turnover. Oh, an offensive foul. They're going to call Kyle Gefeller on the clear out. So 26.5 seconds left to go.
Yeah, probably a good call. You extend that arm out when the guy's on you. Pretty easy call.
Now they try to go inside to Luke Eilert. It's a turnover the other way. Wallace County. Caden Daly, his team down by 5, squares up, picks up his dribble. Down to 7 seconds. Tough shot, three-pointer, Gefeller, no good. And that is the end of the first quarter. We have ourselves quite a ball game here at Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. Beloit St. John's Tipton 15, Wallace County 10 on HayesPost.com. Today's ball game is brought to you in part by S&S Drug and Agmark LLC of Beloit. Lang Diesel, Bacon Ryan Appraising Services, Cedarview Assisted Living, Ellis County Historical Society, Almena State Bank, member FDIC, Valley Feeds Mill of Long Island, Almena Lumber and Supply, Home Oil Company of Almena, Chatopa USD 505, Citizens Community Bank, Harper Hospital, Dairy Cone, City of Attica, Bar X Bar Ranch, Newberry Family Auto, Eck Agency, Bulldog Supply. In Hutchinson by Insurance Specialist Group, DJ Kaufman Agency, Fairview Service, Baileyville State Bank, Shelter Insurance Agent Doug Hyman. Wallace County basketball as we start the second quarter. They trail by 5. Caden Daly on a handoff to Shim. His shot up no good, but a foul is going to be called on Luke Eilert. And that will send Luke Shim to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, a well-designed play coming out of the break, and Shim going on the roll around from the other side from the top of the key, gets the handoff going to the basket.
And he hits the first free throw. (15-11). Second one is good as well. That's 4 for Shim. 2 out of 2 from the line. 15-12 is the score. Cross-court pass, Dubert plays it baseline to Davis Dubert. Pump fake in the lane, tough shot, no, but he was fouled. So he'll go to the line to shoot as well. It's a 3-point ball game. That's 2 on Clay Shim. Free throw for Davis Dubert, right on the mark. He has 3. He'll have a second free throw. Shot is on the way, and good, he hits them both. Four for Davis Dubert, 17-12, back to a 5-point lead for the Blue Jays. In the lane, tough shot, rolls off, no good, rebounded by Davis Dubert. He gets it off to Trey Dubert, up the floor with the right-handed dribble on a move from left to right. In the lane, plays it off for Luke Eilert, short jumper, perfect. Drew the defense and laid it off for Eilert, 19-12, back to a 7-point lead for the Blue Jays. Inside, shot off the glass, no good. Trey Dubert with the rebound. Beloit St. John's on the run. The ball's knocked away from behind. Loose ball, Davis Dubert has it, gets it to Trey. They'll take a breath and reset the offense. My goodness, these young fellas are getting after it this evening. This is what state championship basketball is about, though. You got to play hard. You got to get after it. If you don't, you're in the wrong spot. Davis Dubert on the outside. There's the skip pass to Trey. Open for a second. That's a jump shot. That's a three-pointer. Count it. Trey Dubert has 9, all from downtown. It's a 10-point lead for the Blue Jays. 22-12, a 7-0 run. A long three-pointer for Caden Daly. No. Rebound by Davis Dubert.
St. John's Blue Jays just all over the boards. Too many one-and-dones for Wallace County.
Luke Eilert comes out to help out. Now baseline to Trey Dubert. Goes inside. No, but he's fouled. Boy, Wallace County getting beat on the dribble right now, and they are in just a touch of trouble as they trail by 10 to the #1 ranked team in the state and the #1 seeded Blue Jays. Dubert at the line to shoot a pair. 8 for 8 on the tournament. 84% free throw shooter. Knocks in the first one. He's in double figures with 10. 23-12. Second free throw. This one is on the way and perfect. 24-12. 11 for Trey Dubert. 12-point lead. They've doubled up the Wildcats. And that ball is thrown away. It's a turnover. Boy, Wallace County needs to settle down or they could run themselves out of this gym pretty quickly.
Yeah, this is not a team you want to get way behind. They are just too good.
And they smell the blood in the water. And that is going to be a jump ball. Possession will stay with the Blue Jays. Connor Eilert not very happy with himself, getting caught, got a little out of control. Inbound comes into Luke Eilert. He is confident with his ball handling skills. He'll float into the lane, play it out to Davis Dubert. Trey Dubert on the bench catching a break right now. Top of the key, Parker Gates will control it for the Blue Jays. Plays it now on the left side to Connor Eilert. He'll drive into the lane, out the Gates. His jumper's up and good. Parker Gates with his first two, 26-12. And that shot's blocked by Caden Daly. Out of bounds, it will stay with the Wildcats.
Beloit St. John's at the offensive end, killing them with penetration and the kickouts. They're just knocking down the open looks.
Oh, they're going to call a foul on Connor Eilert somewhere in that melee. It's his first 16 foul. Into the lane, layup is good by Nate Kling. His first 2 of the ball game. 26-14, and then a foul is going to be called. And I believe that is going against Reed Warner. Andrew Eilert will check on into the ball game for Beloit St. John's. That's going to be on Kyle Gefeller. So it's a 1-and-1 for Davis Dubert. Or Luke Eilert, excuse me. Free throws up and good. Eilert with 5. Second free throw. Right through there. 6 for Eilert. 28-14. Back to doubling up on Wallace County. 4:45 to go in the first half. Gefeller plays it on the right wing to Callahan Grun. Now Warner. Left side to Gefeller. In the lane, Grun. Off the glass, no. Rebound fought for Luke Eilert with it. He'll let some space clear as he dribbles it down the floor. In the lane, plays it to Gates, takes a short jumper, and it rims off no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Caden Daly. He knows one speed, that's 100 mile an hour. Now Kling in the lane. A three-pointer on the way for Gefeller, no good. Rebound comes down long to Kling. He kicks it out, now on the right wing, Warner. Wallace County needs a little spacing, they get it. As Daly drives in. Where they are keeping him out of the lane for the most part. He can shoot the 3 ball, but he loves to penetrate. Beloit St. John's doing a good job of keeping him from doing that. In the lane, a kick out. Warner will drive in baseline. His leaner's no good. Rebound tipped around, out of bounds off of the Blue Jays. So right now, Wallace County getting all kinds of opportunities on this offensive possession, but they still trail by 14 in the second quarter. Deep inbounds, a three-pointer, no good. Rebound fought for, going to the floor is Eilert. Loose ball, stolen away by Gates. Plays it up to Connor Eilert. Beloit St. John's will run the floor. In the lane, shot up and in by Andrew Eilert. He has 4, 30-14 Blue Jays. They lead it by 16 with just over 3 to play in the first half.
Danger time for Wildcats. They really have to make something count on almost every possession.
A near steal by Andrew Eilert, but a foul. It will be a 1-and-1 for Nate Kling. Kling 8 out of 14 from the free throw line in the tournament. He has 2 points so far today. He's averaging 13 and a half for the tournament. They will definitely need more production out of him. 1-and-1 on the way, good. Kling will get a second opportunity. He has 3 points. Second free throw on the way. That one's good as well. Nate Kling hits a pair. He has 4, 30-16. Important time for Wallace County to try and get back into it. Underneath Gates, layup is good. 4 for Gates, 32-16, and boy, they answer so quickly on the other end.
Blue Jays beating the Wildcats at their own game down the floor in a hurry.
Daly, free throw line, no. Rebound by Andrew Eilert. Boy, they go after the ball viciously. Trey Dubert into the front court. Nobody picks him up. He spins, an offensive foul.
Yeah, good call as he got out of control with that backspin. Good defense on the other side by the Wildcats to take the charge.
Nate Kling just standing there waiting for it. And that's a second on Dubert, and he'll have to sit most likely the rest of the half. Lance Bergman says, hey, fella, we need you on the floor, so get her under control. Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the first half. Wallace County down by 16. Daly plays it to Kling. He crosses over, plays it in the lane. It's knocked away off of Connor Eilert. He tried to do his best sales job with the official to say it was off of Wallace County. Not the case. Good call by the men in stripes. Yvonne Montez with the basketball. They kick it back to him. Open for a long three-pointer. Got it. Boy, did Wallace County need that. Yvonne Montez with his first three. 32-19. Now the Wildcats need to follow up with something. Eilert plays it to Brummer. Pump fakes. Back to Luke Eilert. Now he'll control it. The 6'4" senior. Plays it to Andrew Eilert. Now Luke Eilert off the screen. Goes baseline. Backs Kling down. Nowhere to go with it. Now Davis Dubert.
Wildcats really need a stop. Gain a little bit of momentum if they can get a stop and convert at the other end.
Blujays get a pick and roll. Eilert down the lane. He scores.
Too easy.
8 for Luke Eilert. 34-19. 15-point lead. Down the lane, Warner lost it, got it back. Left hand, no, but a foul. 2 shots coming for Reed Warner. 0 for 2 from the line in the tournament. Andrew Eilert picks up his second personal. Reed Warner shoots a pair. 1:04 to go, first half. And the first free throw is way off the mark. He'll have a second opportunity. Jeremy McGuire, Dave Barber, technical director Ken Moreno at Gross Coliseum. Second free throw, no good. Blujays get it up the floor. Boy, it's nice when everybody on the floor can handle the basketball when you're facing pressure. There's another pick and roll, doesn't work. Luke Eilert comes out to help out. Boy, he has a mismatch with 6'1" Reed Warner guarding him. I'd take him down on the block. Brummer down the lane, shot up and in. That was a tough one for Caleb Brummer. His first two, the largest lead for Beloit St. John's Tipton. They're up by 17. 36-19, 25 seconds to go. Daly a long three, no good. Rebounded by Dubert, he keeps it high. Lets some of the pressure clear with 14 seconds. Across the timeline, down to 10. Brummer in the corner, needs some help, spins out, gets it to Davis Dubert, 3 seconds, a long three at the buzzer, no good. And I think there it's going to be the end of the first half. Well, if you're a Wallace County fan, you're not liking what you see. If you're a fan of the Beloit St. John's Tipton Blujays, they're up by 17 at the half, 36-19. We'll be back with your second half after these words from our sponsors on HaysPost.com. Welcome back to Gross Memorial Coliseum. About ready to start the second half of the 1A Division II Boys State Championship game. The Beloit St. John's Tipton Blujays in control right now, leading 36-19. It has been ugly from the word go. If you are a Wallace County fan, Jeremy McGuire, joined now by Dave Barber. Dave, the Wildcats are going to have to change something drastically here in the second half to get back in the ball game.
Absolutely, and they're going to have to do it in a hurry. They're trailing by 17. This team's too good to make a lot of ground up. So if they're going to make a statement, they're going to have to do it in the first few minutes of this second half.
Well, we'll see what they've changed out of the halftime break. Well, going inside immediately, and Shim is able to score. That's one way to do it. Clay Shim with 4.
Can't get it all back at one time, one possession at a time. And it starts at the defensive end.
36-21. Boy, Brummer in some trouble. jump ball. Possession will stay with the Blue Jays. Well, you mentioned it's going to start at the defensive end. That's one way to do it, so long as they can keep getting those stops. The Blue Jay mascot on the far side was calling for the foul. Luke Eilert pump fakes, floats in the lane, no good. Brummer with the rebound. He goes back up, can't score it, fights for the rebound, and then he's guilty of the foul. Well, he just short-armed that putback. I think he was expecting some contact or a little bit more something there, but he didn't get it.
Yeah, the defense never showed up, and it just surprised him.
Wallace County the other end. Kling for threes. Got it.
That's what the doctor ordered.
He has 7, 36-24. It's a 12-point ball game. Well, it did not take long for Wallace County to answer the bell here in the second half. Now Beloit St. John's, after they've been punched in the face a little bit, has an opportunity to try and get their momentum back.
The Wildcats can come at you in waves, but they've got to keep the defensive intensity up.
Dubert down the lane, finger roll, no, and an offensive foul on Trey Dubert. That is his third foul.
Starting to sense the momentum switching just a little bit.
All of a sudden, a little life out of the Wallace County fans over here on the near side. Beloit St. John's fans just a little bit weary. Missed shot inside. Here comes Luke Eilert with the basketball. There's a young man that could make some things happen for the Blue Jays as well. Dubert baseline, plays it out to Connor Eilert. He floats in the lane, tough look, couldn't get it to go. Rebound by Wallace County. In the lane, Gefeller plays it out to Caden Daly. Now dumps it down to Shim. He spins away, shot on the way, no good. Rebound pulled in there by Luke Shim. Plays it out, a three-pointer by Kling, no good. Rebounded by Luke Eilert. Full length pass, stolen. Eilert too slow on that pass. Here comes Wallace County. Gefeller to Daly, a three-pointer. It is no good. Rebound pulled down and a foul on the Blue Jays. So Wallace County starting to make a game of it.
Yeah, getting their crowd into it also starting to come alive as well. Maybe they can use that little extra boost to feed off the energy.
A 30-second timeout. Wallace County head coach Larry O'Connor showing the energy as well, as Beloit St. John's and Lance Bergman want to talk about it. This presentation of 1A State Basketball is brought to you in part by S&S Drug of Beloit and Agmark LLC. Lang Diesel, Bacon Grind Appraising Services, Cedarview Assisted Living, Ellis County Historical Society, Shelter Insurance, Agent Doug Hyman, Baileyville State Bank, Almena State Bank, member FDIC, Valley Feeds Mill in Long Island, Almena Lumber and Supply, Home Oil Company of Almena, and by Chatopa USD 505. Luke Chisholm is going to check in, I believe. I'm not sure what's going on there. Well, they're going to keep Andrew Eilert out on the floor. Inbounds comes in for Wallace County. They're looking to run Caden Daly off of a rub screen at the top of the key. Now Kling goes in baseline off the glass and in. Nate Kling with 9. 36-26. It's a 10-point ball game. That ball's tipped away. It's a turnover. Here comes Wallace County. No good, but a foul. And Kyle Gefeller will go to the line to shoot a pair.
Look at the emotion by the Wallace County players. They have come out of the locker room with a different attitude, and the fans are sensing it. As Wallace County has come out and outscored them 8-0.
And Luke Eilert has picked up his third foul, and Kyle Gefeller hits the first free throw. He has his first point. It is a 9-point ball game, and it's only took him 2 minutes and 17 seconds to do it. Second free throw, no. Rebounded by Connor Eilert. Trey Dubert with the basketball. Somebody that's going to have to make some plays for Wallace or for Beloit St. John's Tipton, and a foul is going to be called on the Wildcats. Kyle Gefeller picks up his third. Luke Eilert nearly had the ball stripped from him. They get it to Trey Dubert. Right wing to Caleb Brummer. Looks for Luke Eilert just inside the arc. Outside Trey Dubert, three, good. Huge shot. 14 for Trey Dubert. 39-26, and then a travel on Wallace County. All of a sudden, the momentum has changed a little bit.
Back and forth. But the energy level has been notched up a bit at both ends.
39-27. Baseline drive. Eilert scores. Connor Eilert with his 5th point. It's 41-27. The Blue Jays starting to restore order. You have to wonder if they came out of that locker room thinking this game was already over. Outside Caden Daly for three. No. Rebound pulled out of there by Brummer. Looking down the floor, plays it to Andrew Eilert. Pump fakes, goes in, shot block. Loose ball comes down, and we're going to have a travel called on Wallace County. .441 to go. Third quarter, 41-27 Blue Jays. Deep inbounds to Luke Eilert. They're going to run Trey Dubert off a screen and try to get him freed up. Gefeller will provide the defense. Now Connor Eilert looking back door. Now gets it to Brummer. Back to Connor Eilert. Takes a left-handed dribble. Plays it backside to Dubert. He's going to take a long three. Got it! He can take over a ball game. 17 for Dubert. And something happened. Not sure what it was. There we go, a delay warning. 44-27, back to a 17-point lead. This is exactly where we were at halftime.
Yeah.
It was 9 just moments ago. This third quarter has been a game of runs, Dave Barber.
Yeah, it started 8-0 run by Wallace County, and it's been matched by an 8-0 run right back by the Blue Jays.
Kling drives against Dubert, leans in, can't score, but a foul is going to be called underneath. If that's on Trey Dubert, that's his 4th. But it looks, well, we'll see who it's against. And that is on Trey Dubert. And he has just picked up his 4th personal foul.
That's big because he's the one that started that 8-0 run with a 3 and ended it with a 3.
Boy, Lance Bergman wants an explanation. The free throw is good by Nate Kling. He has 10. 44-28. Parker Gates in the game for the Blue Jays. Trey Dubert's going to have to sit for a while. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Connor Eilert. Now you have to wonder, how is Beloit St. John's going to function? I mean, they'll function, but how are they going to get along without their floor leader? Brummer plays it to Parker Gates. He's going to float the lane, plays it off to Andrew Eilert, and he got pushed pretty good. That's going to be a foul called on Clay Shim. That's his 3rd by our numbers. That's 3 fouls on Wallace County. Eilert looking in, throws it in deep to Gates. He'll drive the lane, nearly lost it. Plays it top side to Connor Eilert. Well, he had an open look if he wanted to take it. Now up top to Gates. Down to 3:20 to go in the third quarter.
Very patient possession.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a possession like this. Underneath, Connor Eilert. They will take it out and reset. As much time as they can take off the clock right now, you're that much closer to getting Trey Dubert back on the floor. And that's going to be a foul up top, called on Caden Daly. They took nearly a minute off the clock on that possession. First personal, fourth team foul. Dubert gets it in, finds Luke Eilert. Now they got to give themselves some space. Eilert says, go ahead, come out and guard me. He's not afraid to handle the basketball. Plays it on the right side. Connor Eilert in the lane, cut off, in some trouble, gets it out, gets out of the lane, now back to Davis Dubert. 2:25 to go. It's a 16-point lead for the Blue Jays. Davis down the lane, lost it, somehow got rid of it out to Connor Eilert. In the lane, shot no good, rebound, Davis Dubert underneath, can't score it, and ripped out of there. And then a foul is going to be called. I believe it's going to go on, looks like Connor Eilert is going to be the guilty party.
Well, they may not have come away with points, but they burned a lot of time on that possession. That's almost as valuable to the Blue Jays right now as the points would have been right there.
Yvonne Montez in for Wallace County. He looks inside to Callahan. Grun pays it baseline to Shim. He reverses it up and in. Clay Shim with 6. 44-30. Down the lane. And Connor Eilert scores. He has 7, 46-30. Boy, Wallace County wasting no time getting down to the other end of the floor, and a shot up, no good, but a foul, and 2 free throws coming for Callahan Grunt. And Andrew Eilert has picked up his 3rd. 7th team foul. Nate Kling at the line to shoot a pair. 1:36 to go, 3rd quarter. Free throw by Kling is up and good. He has 11. Trying to keep Wallace County close. It's a 15-point ball game. 2nd free throw. It's on the way and good. So Kling hits a pair. He has 12. And a timeout by Sharon Springs, 46-32. Jeremy McGuire along with color analyst Dave Barber. Dave, this thing's been back and forth, a lot of momentum. Wallace County can't afford the back and forth too much, though, as they trail by 14 points, 1:36 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they made a nice run to start it, but, turn around. The Blue Jays run right back at them, matched their 8-0 run, and it's kind of been back and forth since there. And like you said, they can't afford to just exchange possessions right now. They have to get some stops and close the gap. And the time is running out.
School activities teach students discipline, teamwork, and dedication while providing them with structured, supervised learning activities. Encourage your son and daughter to participate in school activities. Participation opens the door to a lifetime of enjoyment and excitement. The Kansas State High School Activities Association and Eagle Communications encourages you to make activities and academics curriculum partners. Blue Jay basketball up 14, 1:36 to go, 3rd quarter. The only trouble for them, Trey Dubert is on the bench with 4 fouls. Blue Jays play it up the floor, a little fast break. Connor Eilert is going to be triple teamed, in some trouble, splits it, and a timeout's going to be called by Beloit St. John's Tipton with 1:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Ball game is brought to you in part by S&S Drug of Beloit. Agmark LLC of Beloit, Lang Diesel, Bacon Rind Appraising Services, Cedarview Assisted Living, the Ellis County Historical Society, Fowler Feeders LLC, Fowler State Bank, TNT Processing, Fowler Equity Exchange, Sheer Simplicity, Tool Motor Company, Fowler Booster Club, City of Fowler, and by Quick Pick 3. Jeremy McGuire, Dave Barber, Technical Director Ken Moreno at Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. 1:26 to go, third quarter. It's a 46-32 lead for Beloit St. John's Tipton, and the Blue Jays have done a pretty good job of stemming the tide with Trey Dubert on the bench.
Yeah, and you wonder how much, you come out with such a burst of energy. Did the Wildcats, got on that 8-0 run, things going all the way, and all of a sudden an 8-0 run right back the other way. That's got to take the wind out of the sails just a little bit.
Yeah, I would think it would. Well, here we go. Blue Jays with the basketball. Kling with the defense on Eilert. Now Eilert in some trouble. Plays it off to Dubert, to Brummer, who settles the offense. Now back to Gates. 55 seconds to go in the quarter. Gates will float down the lane, back out to Eilert. They're going to want to just get rid of the clock and go to the fourth quarter and eventually get Trey Dubert back in the lineup. Now back between the circles to Gates with 40 seconds. The Blue Jay fans begin to applaud.
They have eliminated almost 3 minutes of time in the last two possessions without even getting a shot off.
Gates down the lane, and he is fouled. And he'll shoot a couple of free throws. It's going to go against Clay Shim, and that is his fourth personal. And Parker Gates to the line to shoot a pair. Free throw is on the way and good. Warner into the ball game for Wallace County. Gates with 5. He's averaging 5 in the tournament. Free throw is good. He hits them both. 48-32. Gates with 6. 2 out of 2 from the line. Caden Daly misses. Andrew Eilert with the board. Blue Jays need to get it across. They play it up. Eilert makes the catch, and then a foul is going to be called on Reed Warner. That will be the 6th team foul. And so the next one will put Beloit St. John's in the bonus. Wallace County already in the bonus. 13.8 seconds to go, third quarter. Luke Chisholm is going to check in. He will replace Eilert. Brummer to inbound. 13.8 to go, third quarter. They play it in. Connor Eilert has it knocked off of him and out of bounds. A turnover on the Blue Jays. That's their 10th. 10.2 to go.
Let's see if the officials caught let a little bit of extra time run out after the whistle.
Yeah, I was
about 2 seconds or so.
There's 13.8 left on the clock when they started that inbounds play. They're going to reset it to 12.2 if they can. In the meantime, they're going to try and well, 1:22, that's not exactly what we need. There we go, 12.2. Brad Taylor at the scorer's table got him squared away.
Well, Wallace County might like that extra minute.
Yeah, down to 10. Kling drives the lane, up and no good. Rebound ripped out of there by Davis Dubert with the second. He heaves it up the floor on the way, just short as it tipped the bottom of the net. And we have played 3 quarters at Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. The Beloit St. John's Tipton Blue Jays can smell a state championship. 48-32, Dave Barber. What are you saying in each huddle right now?
Well, you just got to leave it out there. I mean, you got to go after it. Both, if you're Beloit St. John's Blue Jays, it's about not letting up. They've got a 16-point lead, which is basically what they went into the locker room. It was 17. And Wallace County, on the other hand, expended a lot of energy fighting their way back to within 9 and then saw it evaporate again. So for them, it's about keeping that energy and not getting down on yourself. Just keep attacking one possession at a time.
Do you think Wallace County put too much out there at the beginning of that third quarter? I mean, obviously they needed some to get back in it. Do you think they spent themselves in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter?
I think they spent some of themselves. They'll see how much gas they have left in the tank. This is a team that's been running all season long, so they should have plenty of fuel, but it's going to be tough against a very solid Blue Jay team that, as we've seen, you make a run at them, they don't panic.
No, it will be Wallace County basketball to start the fourth quarter. Yvonne Montez. They play it inside to Kling. Tough shot, and he got it to roll in. Nate Kling with 14. 48-34. And there's a steal. Well, all of a sudden, here we go. Down the other way. Shot. Count it, and a foul. Nate Kling again. He has 16. 48-36, and the turnover. Kling to the line. Free throw is on the way. He got it. 15 for Kling. 48-37. It's an 11-point ball game.
Almost got the steal on the inbounds, did Kling.
How long can Beloit St. John's Tipton leave Trey Dubert on the bench?
Well, to see if this run goes one or two more possessions, I expect to see him right back on the floor.
Luke Eilert goes to the rim, lays it up and in. Count it, and a foul! A little bit of emotion on the Blue Jay side. And a good seal off down low as Eilert was able to get right to the rim. Nate Kling has picked up his second foul. Eilert to the line to shoot the free throw. And that's way short, rebounded by Montez. So 50-37. Wallace County trails. They have the basketball. They go into Nate Kling, who plays it to Caden Daly. Now Callahan Grun will battle in. They go to Kling, who lays it up and in. 18 for Kling. 50-39, and then a turnover. In the lane, Daly, count it, and the foul! 8 for Daly. It is a 9-point ball game. 50-41.
Yeah, they've got some gas left.
Yep, I think they do. And looky there, Trey Dubert's coming back into the lineup. Now, if you're Wallace County, wherever Trey Dubert is defensively, I think you have to attack.
Yeah, he's going to have to play some smart basketball.
Daly's free throw is good. He hits it. It's an 8-point ball game. Daly with 9, his first free throw. 50-42. Luke Eilert plays it across, or Connor Eilert plays it to Dubert. Now Caleb Brummer. He is trapped. He is in some trouble. Finds a man, it's a turnover. Here comes Wallace County. Yvonne Montez had his hand on it. Now Caden Daly picked up by Brummer. 6:20 to go in the ball game. An 8-point lead for Beloit St. John's Tipton. There's a shot on the way from Grund, no good. Rebounded by Davis Dubert. One thing Wallace County is doing, Dave, they are pressuring off of everything up the floor. Brummer in, or Connor Eilert lays it up and in. 9 for Eilert, 52-42. Well, the action is hot and heavy down the lane. Layup is good by Warner. His first two. 52-44. Up the floor in the lane. Luke Eilert, no. Loose ball. Montez has it. Drops it over to Callahan Grun. Plenty of time left in this ball game. Down the lane, Daly, no. Rebound, fought for, tipped around. Who's got it? Grund gets it to Nate Kling, and he's going to be picked up by Eilert. Drives down the lane, has his ball stripped away. It's a jump ball. Possession goes over to Beloit St. John's Tipton.
Well, a big defensive play right there by Luke Eilert.
If that would have been a foul, that could have been huge because that would have been number 4 on Luke Eilert.
Yeah, I think a pretty good call, though. It looked like he had that ball on top.
Now both fan bases rise to their feet. Luke Eilert makes the catch. He had to go up high.
That's one of those little things, a good catch.
And there's a turnover. Boy, Blue Jays getting sloppy with the basketball. Kling to Grund, pump fake, out to Daly. Boy, they had an opportunity. Grund wasn't comfortable. You just as well settle things in. You still have plenty of time left. Kling picked up by Trey Dubert. I think they're going to take it inside. Baseline drive, Daly. Shot up, no. Rebound pulled down by Brummer. And again, full court pressure off of everything. Dubert plays it to Brummer. It's 4-on-2. And Beloit St. John's Tipton not attacking the rim. 4-on-2, you got to take it to the bucket.
That's the case of just getting a little too lackadaisical at times.
Brummer crosses over with 4.5 to go. What was a blowout is getting pretty tight now. Luke Eilert runs down the loose ball. Now it's stolen, and it's knocked out of bounds off of Beloit St. John's Tipton, their 15th turnover.
You've got to love the effort laid out there right now by the Wildcats. They are definitely leaving everything they have out there on the floor.
Well, this has turned into an exciting fourth quarter. Long inbounds to Daly. Well, if he's inside the half-court arc, or half-court stripe, he's in range. Crosses over down the lane. Now out to Nate Kling, a long 3 on the way. Good! Nate Kling with 21! It's a 5-point ball game, 52-47. And a timeout on the floor. Who would have thunk it? Wallace County has got themselves back into this ball game, Dave Barber, and they have all of the momentum right now. Beloit St. John's back on their heels.
They are, and I think they've just gotten so cautious with the basketball, and the Wallace County is just so aggressive right now, and they're just flying all over the court, making plays at both ends.
What in the world? How are they able to make this happen? You mentioned that they're flying around, but not only are they flying around, you can have energy that's not doing anything, but they're executing while they're flying.
Yeah, they are, and I think Beloit's helping them out, but St. John's helping them out by being so cautious, not attacking the basket like you mentioned when they've had some opportunities to slow this thing down. But and as they've made the pressure has all shifted right now, and it's all on Beloit St. John's.
Can they get the momentum back? Can they get it back?
They can get it back in a hurry if, get Dubert out there, knock down a 3 or 2.
Looking for the inbounds. They get it into Dubert. Boy, they are all over him. Now they play it up the floor. Now you have to be aggressive. Brummer into the free throw lane, and he traveled with the basketball. Went for that jump stop and traveled with it. That is turnover number 16. Boy, the Wallace County fans have that excited energy. The Beloit St. John's Tipton fans have that nervous energy. Kling out top, plays it in. Now Kling pump fakes. He'll take the 17-footer and knock it in. Nate Kling with 23. It is a one-possession ball game. And what did they call?
Timeout, I think.
An official's timeout. An official's timeout, 52-49. Who would have thought this would come to this point? Well, it is here. They get it inbound to Dubert. He plays it up the floor, and he's going to be fouled, and Trey Dubert will go to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. He has been eerily silent since he picked up foul number 4 with just under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. You have to look at that as a point to where things started changing.
Yeah, you really do, and it's been big for the Wildcats. But you talk about the nervous energy in the fans, it's the same on the floor.
Dubert misses the free throw, his first miss of the tournament. Folks, Wallace County could tie with a bucket here, a three-pointer. Nate Kling has been on fire. He drives the lane, lays it up and in. Nate Kling with 25. He's putting the Wildcats on his back. And then the ball is thrown away, a turnover on Beloit St. John's Tipton. A timeout on the floor, 52-51. This gym is erupting right now. Wallace County could take their first lead of the game on this next possession, Dave Barber.
They've just been saving it. They have just been saving it. They are laying it out there right now. What a ball game.
The largest lead of this ball game was 17 points. That was at halftime. I'm looking down my stats right now.
Yeah, they spread it to 16 again a couple of times later.
It was 16 at the start of this quarter at 48-32. Well, if you're Wallace County, I don't know how you can't put it in Nate Kling's hands right now. He has 25. No, yep, there he goes. He gets a screen. Pump fakes, now gets it to Grund, out to Gefeller. Now Caden Daly, he's been an energy spoke. Now a foul is going to be called on Davis Dubert, and it will be a two-shot foul for Luke Shim, as that will put them in the double bonus. It's the first on Davis Dubert. Shim to shoot a pair. This one could tie it. That was the first foul on Davis Dubert. Free throw is good. He would have tied at 52. 5 for Shim. 52-52. This would give Wallace County their first lead of the ball game. Free throw, good. The Wildcats up by 1. 53-52. Up the floor, Eilert plays it out to Davis Dubert, open for 3. No, rebound, pulled down by Gates. He goes inside, he's fouled, and he'll shoot free throws. And Parker Gates is calling for the Beloit St. John's Tipton crowd. Caden Daly calling for the Wallace County crowd. This is a fitting end to state championship week, if I do say so myself.
That's what it's all about.
Gates at the line to shoot 2. First one is on the way. Got it to go. We're tied at 53. He has another opportunity. It's on the way. And missed. No good. Wallace County with the basketball. 53-53. 2:37 to go. Put your seatbelts on, folks. We're in for a ride this last 2.5 minutes. Daly. Luke Eilert's going to have the defense on Kling. Now they go outside to Shim.
I'd go right back to him.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Whether it's off the jumper, he's open for 3. Shot up, no good. Rebound ripped around, inside. Dubert has it, and a foul is going to be called, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul for Trey Dubert on the other end of the floor. Mind you, he missed his first free throw of the tournament moments ago. He is now 10 out of 11 from the free throw line, an 84% free throw shooter on the season. Double bonus. .212 to go. No pressure. Free throws up and good. Blujays back on top by a point. That's 18 for Dubert. 54-53. Second free throw on the way, and he missed another one. 54-53. Up the floor, Shim. Plays it back across to Callahan Grun. Boy, how can these young men keep battling like this? They're looking to go back to Kling. He spins in the lane. Lost it on the floor, and a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Wallace County. And you thought the football game had broke out in the lane.
Yeah.
Half of each other's teams were on the floor scrambling for that for that ball. We're gonna check and make sure it's safe under there. The officials. Boy, what great officiating we've had this week at Hayes.
Absolutely.
A big credit to those guys. They throw it in deep.
They go right back to Kling.
He's got it. Drives baseline, tough look, no good. Rebound by Luke Eilert. Eilert gets it over to Parker Gates. Plays it over to Trey Dubert. Now backside to Connor Eilert. Eilert in a little bit of trouble. There's a skip pass up top to Eilert, Luke Eilert, down to 1:27 to go. A 54-53 lead for the Blue Jays. Dubert plays it now to Davis Dubert. Ooh, that was a dangerous pass.
Yeah, I wonder how long you go without putting them on the line.
Davis Dubert in the lane, in some trouble. Need a timeout, and they do get a timeout with 1:12 to go. You can ill afford a turnover at this point. Trust me, St. John's Beloit has turned it over 17 times by my count. Wallace County has turned it over only 9. That's a difference of 8 possessions. That's one way you can swallow up a 17-point lead pretty fast.
Yeah, we talked about it starts at the defensive end, and that's where it did. They just kept fighting and battling and getting those stops they needed and converting finally at the other end.
The girls' championship was nothing like this one. The B&B Lady Falcons won that one easily over Golden Plains 59-40. Third place winner in girls action was Dighton 45-33 over Buckland. And B&B boys 55-36 over Chetopa in the boys champ third place. This is 54-53. Blue Jays by a point, 1:12 to go. Possession arrow, important fact. The possession arrow is with Beloit St. John's, and the way these guys have been scrapping after balls, that could come into play.
Absolutely.
And both teams are in the double bonus. So any foul minus an offensive foul is automatic 2 free throws. Inbounds to Eilert. Trey Dubert, a three-pointer, no good. Rebound fought for, and a jump ball. Possession stays with the Blue Jays. Boy, look at Parker Gates, the 5'10 sophomore, showing a little bit of emotion out there on the floor.
Yeah, he has come out and put a little fire under the spark plug for all these guys.
Dubert, a deep inbounds to Luke Eilert. Plays it out to Connor Eilert. Spins in the lane, goes up, tough one, blocking foul. Connor Eilert will shoot a pair. And Clay Shim is fouled out of the ball game. Fouls out with 6 points by my count. Larry O'Connor wastes no time. On the floor, it's Connor Eilert at the line. He's 1 for 1 tonight. It's only free throws he's shot in this state tournament. Free throws on the way. Good, man. Talk about pressure. Eilert in double figures with 10. 55-53. This would make it a 3-point ball game with 1 minute to go. That one's no good. Rebound tipped. Who's going to get it? It is Blue Jay basketball. Now they're going to play it out, get it to Trey Dubert. Now you do not have to foul, especially at the way they've been playing defense, but they foul Trey Dubert. I don't think you had to foul yet, especially with the pressure that they've been putting on.
Yeah, you wonder how much time you let go, but almost had him in a trap, got a little aggressive with the defense that time, but that's the way they've fought their way back in here. So
Gefeller picks up the foul. Dubert at the line knocks it in. 19 for Trey Dubert. 56-53. This would make it a 2-possession ball game. And he got it. 57-53. Kling Three-pointer left wing. Good! Nate Kling! 28! 57-56 with 36.7 seconds left to go. Boy, if this game doesn't put a smile on your face, you need to go take a 5-hour energy or something, because I'll tell you what, this is gosh darn exciting. I don't care what anybody else says, it's gosh darn exciting.
It is, and it's a lot of fun to watch. But all these players are just going at each other.
Well, what Nate Kling just did there, hitting that three-pointers, made it a one-point ball game. So if they don't get the steal on the inbound, or I'd give it till it's past half court.
I would too.
38.3.
Or if you have a player you want to foul, if it touches their hands, go right after it. But other than that, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think you foul unless they get it across half court and then you put them on the line.
And if they do foul, if they make two free throws, it's still a one-possession ball game. And Nate Kling, he had 4 points at halftime. 4. He sits right now with 28 points.
He has put them on his shoulders and carried them home.
28 of the 34 points in the second half for Wallace County have came from Nate Kling. This is an important inbounds. Looking in, Connor Eilert plays it into Trey Dubert. He's trapped. He's in trouble, steps through. Now they play it up the floor. You get it across the gates. Now you foul, I think. Now you get it to Trey Dubert is who you get it to. Now you just hold on. There's 23 seconds. Backside Gates. Layup. Count it! And a foul! Oh, baby, what a play by the sophomore!
Well, he's come in burning all that energy, getting the crowd into it. He's playing with sheer excitement out there. Waited too long to foul, though.
And then you foul the guy going to the bucket right at the rim. Gates can make it a 4-point ball game. The sophomore lines it up, shot up, and good. Ice in the veins for that young man. 11 for Gates, 60-56. Shot on, no good. Rebounded by Davis Dubert. He is fouled. He will go to the line to shoot two with 13.4 seconds left to go in the ball game. Woo!
Yeah, everybody take a breath. Wow, what a ball game, though.
And Luke Shim has just fouled out of the ball game. He fouls out with 5. That's what I have him for. Nothing official. Who knows? I've been off the mark for quite a while now, I think. But
that's what I have him for.
2 big free throws for Dubert. First one is no good. That thing just about hung on. And Larry O'Connor wants a 30-second timeout with 13.4. Again, a special thanks to all the sponsors who have made our broadcast possible, especially the local ones, SNS Drug of Beloit, Agmark LLC of Beloit, here in Hayes, Lang Diesel, Bacon Rhine Appraising Services, Cedarview Assisted Living, Ellis County Historical Society, and Eagle Communications, our community connected. 13.4 seconds left to go. Davis Dubert will have one more free throw. He missed the first one. Well, this crowd has been treated to quite a game. This crowd has been treated to quite a game. Free throw by Davis Dubert. Missed the second one as well. Rebounded by Kling. They push it up the floor. They got to go quickly. It's a 4-point ball game. They get it outside. Kling has it back. A long three on the way. It is no good. Rebound fought for. Warner has it. Puts it up. Scores at the buzzer, but it doesn't matter. 60-58. The Beloit St. John's Tipton Blujays are your 2014 1A Division II boys state champions here at Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. What a finish we had to this basketball game, Dave Barber.
Oh, man, what an effort by Wallace County. Down 17 at halftime, down 16 at the end of the third quarter, and they fought their way all the way back, gained a lead for just a short time in the fourth quarter. The Blue Jays took care of business in the end, but man, hats off to both of these fine programs.
Man, and one of the most exciting games we've seen all year, and we've seen some exciting games. A 60-58 win for Beloit St. John's Tipton. A disappointing loss for Wallace County. They lost in the state championship football game to B&B. And then they lose to Beloit St. John's Tipton in the championship game on the basketball court. Special thanks to everybody who made our broadcast possible this week, to all the sponsors who made it possible. Technical Director Ken Moreno on the camera for each and every one of them. For color analyst Dave Barber, this is Jeremy McGuire saying so long from Gross Memorial Coliseum in Hayes. Your final one more time was Beloit St. John's Tipton 60. Wallace County 58 on HayesPost.com. So long, everybody.